You know that feeling, right? That morning stiffness that just hangs around a little longer each year? Or when you find yourself automatically looking for the elevator instead of the stairs? Maybe it's that little groan you let out getting up from a comfy chair. For so many of us, especially as we get past 60, we just kind of shrug and accept it. We tell ourselves, well, this is just how it is now.
But what if that's not true at all? What if that single thought, that resignation, is the actual thing holding you back from feeling strong and vital? Well, today we're going to tear that whole idea apart.
Because what I'm about to share is a simple, powerful, and totally proven plan to take back your strength and mobility. And get this, it's all built on just 3 core movements you can do right in your own home. This isn't about becoming some kind of gym junkie. It's about owning your independence for the long haul. Okay, let's get into it.
So, here's our roadmap. First, we're going to expose the biggest fitness mistake out there, and it's not what you think. Then, we'll dive into the amazing 3-exercise solution, and I'll walk you through each one step by step. And finally, we'll put it all together in a super simple weekly plan you can start like tomorrow.
All right, let's jump right in. What is the #1 mistake that keeps people from feeling their absolute best after 60? It has nothing to do with which workout you miss or what equipment you don't have. It's actually something way more fundamental. I mean, we're constantly bombarded with this idea that to be fit, things have to be complicated, right? You need intense cardio and heavy weights, and you have to learn dozens of exercises. But honestly, that complexity is the biggest enemy of consistency. It's just overwhelming, and it's the main reason so many people just stop.
No, the real mistake, the one almost everyone makes, is that we slowly, quietly lower our own physical expectations. It's that moment you decide, nah, I'll just take 2 trips with the groceries. Or you ask someone for help with something you could have easily done last year. You start accepting these little limitations, and that becomes a really dangerous self-fulfilling prophecy.
And what's fascinating is that there's a medical term for what's happening here: sarcopenia. It basically means age-related muscle loss. But here's the key part: it's accelerated by inaction. Your body is incredibly smart. If you stop asking it to do hard things, it thinks, oh, okay, I guess we don't need all this muscle, and it starts letting it go. Your body literally adapts down to meet your lower expectations.
But here is the absolute best news. This is not a one-way street. You can totally reverse that downward slide. You can fight back and rebuild, and you can do it with a simple, powerful solution that doesn't require a single piece of gym equipment.
And the entire plan, the whole key to unlocking a stronger, more capable you, is built around just 3. 3 fundamental human movements. That's it.
These are what I call the big 3. First, the squat. This gives you the lower body strength to get up, get down, and stay steady on your feet. Second, the push-up, which builds your upper body power and helps fix that slouched forward posture. And third, the plank, which is like wrapping your spine in a protective suit of armor. Together, these 3 cover everything you need.
Let's start with what is arguably the single most important exercise for staying independent your whole life: the squat. Seriously, think about it. Every single time you get out of a chair, off the toilet, or out of your car, you're doing a squat. This is why mastering this movement is just non-negotiable. The squat strengthens the biggest muscles you have, your glutes and your legs, which are basically the engine that powers you through life. It also tells your hips and spine to build more bone density, which is a huge weapon against osteoporosis. And amazingly, it fine-tunes your internal sense of balance, which is one of the best ways to prevent falls. And look, you don't have to be a pro to start. We begin with something called the chair squat. Just sit on the very edge of a sturdy chair, get your feet planted flat. Now, without using your hands, drive through your heels to stand all the way up. But the real work is on the way down.
Lower yourself back to the chair as slowly as you can. When you can do 15 of those with total control, you're ready to level up. So next, we move to the body weight squat. You're doing the exact same thing, but this time without the chair. The big trick is to imagine you're about to sit in a chair that's just behind you. So you push your hips back first, keep your chest held high. Just go down as far as feels comfortable, then power back up. Form is everything here, not how many you can do.
All right, a strong lower body is crucial, but we also need the strength to push things, like a heavy door or a suitcase into an overhead bin. And maybe most importantly, you need the strength to push yourself up off the floor if you fall. That is where our second movement, the push-up, comes in.
Now, please, forget those boot camp style push-ups. I want you to think of this more like a moving plank. It's incredible for correcting that rounded shoulder, head forward posture so many of us get from sitting. It builds real, useful strength in your chest, shoulders, and arms, all while your core has to work like crazy to keep you stable.
And everyone, everyone has a starting point. The best place to begin is simply against a wall. Once you can knock out 15 to 20 of those easily, you find a lower surface, like your kitchen counter. Then maybe a sturdy table. You just gradually work your way to a lower incline until you're ready for the floor on your knees.
And I really want this to sink in. Mastering a good, clean knee push-up is not second best. It is a huge accomplishment. It is proof, hard proof, that you have all the upper body strength you need for an incredible quality of life. That is a goal to be incredibly proud of.
So, we've built our foundation with the squat and our pushing power with the push-up. Now it's time to build the thing that connects it all. A strong, stable core. And for that, our final movement, the plank, is the ultimate spine protector.
For decades, we were all told to do crunches and sit-ups. Well, it turns out that all that bending isn't great for your back. The plank is way smarter. It trains your core muscles to do their number one job, which is to keep your spine stable and safe. It strengthens that entire 360-degree cylinder of muscle around your middle, not just the six-pack muscles on the front. And just like our other moves, we progress safely. Start with a wall plank. Just lean into a wall and hold that straight body line for about 45 to 60 seconds. Then move to an incline on a countertop. Eventually, you'll get to a knee plank. And let me tell you, holding a solid knee plank for 30 to 45 seconds is a sign of a seriously strong and healthy core.
Okay, so there you have it. Our three cornerstone movements, the squat, the push-up, and the plank. But how do we put it all together into a routine that you'll actually do? The secret is simple. Consistency will always beat intensity.
And here's what it looks like. It could not be more straightforward. 3 days a week, let's say Monday, Wednesday, Friday, you do your 3 exercises. Just 2 sets of each at whatever level you're at. Then on the other days, you do what's called active recovery. Go for a nice 20 or 30-minute walk. On the weekends, do something you enjoy. Gardening, some light stretching. This is a blueprint for feeling great for life.
That feeling of getting stiffer and weaker, that is not your destiny. It's a choice, and you have all the power you need to make a different one. You don't need a gym, you don't need fancy equipment, you just need a little bit of floor space, a wall, and the decision to start. The power to change how you age isn't years away. It's right here, right now. There's truly no better time